Good afternoon to you. This is David Richon with Mountain Tribe, Body, Mind, and Spirit. So today's topic, do you settle? As in, do you settle for whatever relationship you have? Yeah, here's a little funky there. Do you settle for your hair? In this case, I am. Do you settle for the relationships? Your relationships might be not really great. I'm sure you've probably heard stories or yourself. You got someone who didn't have someone they were absolutely completely in love with, but they settled for the relationship they're in because that person maybe paid attention to them and they weren't previously used to that. You settle for your health. The health's not great. Your weight's not where it actually should be. It's might be a little endangering your health, but you choose to settle because it might be too much work to go through and do it. You have a job you don't like. You makes you nauseous going into work, but yet you settle for it because it's bringing in money. Think about different areas in your life where you settle. And then when you do that, all of us do in some shape or form. Sometimes it's a little area, sometimes it's a large area. But if you do consider that, if you do consider yourself to settle, take a moment and actually consider it and then understand how it actually makes you feel. Does it make you happy? Does it make you feel not so good? Or have you learned just to be neutral to it and not have to worry about it? And settling is one thing I don't think we should ever do. I think we should always be growing. Take where you're at, be grateful and accept where you're at. That's one aspect of it. Have to be grateful where you're at. But there's always another level. You can always get better. Never settle for where you're at. Always be learning. As I know Zach Evans says a lot, good is the death of greatness. A lot of times people say, that's good enough. Now, there's a difference between being good enough versus people trying to be perfection. Some people keep trying to be perfection. It's not going to go through and do it. And there are some times where, and there's also a difference with whether you just stop and settle for something or are you actually doing your best. There's a lot of different directions I'm covering here, and hopefully I'm not going to make it too confusing. But too many people I know settle for where they're at. They settle for their health, their physical, mental, emotional health, and spiritual health. They settle for it because they don't want to go through the effort, or they don't believe they're worth it, which is a completely different topic. But find out in your life where you're settling, where you're just accepting where you're at. And again, you take where you're at, you be grateful for it, then realize there's another level you can go through and do. If it's dealing with your physical health, some type of working out. Walking is one of the simplest things you can do to start out with. Do walking. There's what's referred to as grease the groove, where you practice throughout the day. Routines you can do in 10, 15 minutes. Making sure you eat the good foods. Doesn't have to go out and completely change your nutrition habits, which actually might be very beneficial for a lot of you, but make better bad choices. Be conscious about what you eat. Make sure you get the rest. When it comes to the mind, choose to learn something. Be reading some type of book that's going to educate you. A masterclass, a YouTube video, which can be 5, 30 minutes longer. Figure something that you're going to learn. And you can incorporate this easily throughout your day. For your spirituality, if you want to do your personal spirituality, 5 minutes sitting there in deep breath and concentration, just focusing within, is good enough. Yeah, and I just said good enough. Yeah. Now, look, I guess it can be two different directions of what it can be used. So, hey, I'm not perfect. I'm not even close. But sitting there for 5 minutes of concentration is better than doing nothing. Could it be 20 or 30 minutes? Oh, yeah, it absolutely can help you out. But start where you're at. Be grateful at the position where you are. Understand that you're there and realize you can get better. It's not to downplay yourself for where you're at. Be grateful for where you're at and just keep going. So it's twofold. You accept where you're at, be grateful for it, and get better. All right? So hopefully that made sense to you. That's what I always do with body. It's balancing the triad. And you heard me mention this several times. It's balancing. It's an action. It's never ending. You're always going to be working because life is always happening. Life is always changing. There's always another level for us to go to. And I don't think we're not meant to be stagnant. Look at life around us. Nature continues to grow and thrive. That's what we need. That's what I feel we need to do as well. So let me know in the comments. What are your thoughts on that? What are your thoughts on settling? Whether yourself or someone you know, and you don't have to say who it is, but let me know your thoughts on settling. All right? So we will catch you next time. Take care and balancing to you. Bye-bye.